The objective of this lesson is to identify independent and dependent variables in real-world contexts. In mathematics, a variable is a symbol that represents a number that is unknown. In real-world application, a variable can be anything that is not fixed or something that changes. There can be two types of variables in equations that show a relationship. An independent variable is considered the input. A dependent variable is considered the output. The dependent variable, often expressed with y, changes based on what value is placed into the equation as the independent variable, often expressed with x. In other words, y changes as a result of the change in x. To help understand the relationship between the two variables, we can create a three-column table. We'll label the first column independent variable, the second column dependent variable, and the third column description of the relationship. Let's look at the following scenario to determine the independent and dependent variables. June is training for a long-distance bike race. On Saturday, she trains by riding at an even pace for as long as she can in order to increase her total distance. In this situation, the two variables are time and distance. Which one depends on the other? The independent variable is time, t, how long she rides. The dependent variable is distance, d, how far she travels. The distance depends on how long she rides her bike. In the third column, we need to write the relationship between the two. We know that the distance depends on how long she rides. As time increases, the distance increases too. Let's look at another situation. Omar has a bus fare card. The account associated with the card has an account balance of $25. Each time Omar rides the bus, he taps his card on the card reader and $1.50 is deducted from his account balance. What are the dependent and independent variables in this situation? The two variables in this situation are the balance on his card and the number of times Omar rides the bus. The independent variable, or the variable that does not depend on the other, is the number of times Omar rides the bus. The dependent variable is the balance on his card. The balance on his card depends on the number of times he rides the bus. What is the relationship between the variables? As the number of times he rides the bus increases, the balance on his card decreases. Let's look at one last scenario. Tiffany started a dog walking business in her neighborhood. She charges $5 for each dog. What are the independent and dependent variables in this scenario? The two variables are the number of dogs Tiffany walks and the total amount of money she will earn from her business. Which one depends on the other? The amount of money she will earn depends on how many dogs she walks, so the amount of money is the dependent variable. The number of dogs she walks is the independent variable. What is the relationship between the two? As the number of dogs increases, so does the money she makes. The objective for this lesson was to identify independent and dependent variables in real-world contexts. We met this objective by asking ourselves which variable depends on the other.